1 month ago in the Santa Cruz Mountains, 11 people from the Middle East talked about peace between Israelis and Palestinians. Well, this may not sound so extraordinary, but it is. Both sides have been enemies for years. Linda Joyce has more on the story now from the newsroom. Linda.
Michelle, two groups sponsored this event. They are BeyondWar and the Stanford Center on Conflict and Negotiation. These Palestinians and Israelis are educators, journalists, and doctors. One is a retired Israeli military expert. One publishes children's books and has close ties to PLO chairman Yasser Arafat. They are all individuals, but combined they represent a hope for peace.
All the participants are working in their own way for peace. In this idyllic setting, they try and accomplish what governments have failed.
You have to see the tragedy on both sides. You have to see the sorrow on both sides. You have to see the crying mothers on both sides. And only then you can understand how stupid it is to continue the situation.
And our two people have to forget about their past and have to look to the future. We have to start from the present. If we live shackled with the past, we'll never be able to achieve anything.
After 5 days, they've achieved a lot, and they have a name for it. It's a document, and it's called Framework for a Public Peace Process. Tomorrow night, we will show you what's inside, and we will also talk to the participants and find out how they feel about it. Michelle.
Side by side, they sat together on a stage in a Stanford auditorium. Israelis and Palestinians, Jews and Arabs. An improbable event in most situations, a unique moment in these participants' lives. For 5 days, 6 Israelis and 5 Palestinians hammered away at every issue blocking the peace between the two people. It was an extraordinary exercise in human relations that worked.
We went in detail, and we came up with a consensus, a unanimous. We did not pass any sentence that we did not all agree on.
The result? A peace document for both sides. It's a compromise and calls for a commitment to a just and lasting peace for the two nations, enjoying self-determination, mutual recognition, and security.
We do not deceive ourselves that we have achieved peace. There is a lot of work yet to be done. And we took it upon us to do the work too, because there is a lot of stereotyping of both people.
These are educators and journalists and doctors and military experts. They all work in their own way for peace, and on this platform they work together. Conference coordinator Judy Kramer.
The heads of state have their job to do, but in this world, all of us need to participate in building the world that we want, and I would commend our participants for their serious consideration and their serious work, and the serious work that they will do when they go home.
Each one ready to continue the work.
So, the paper is written, it's here, and I think now it's our duty to go back home, both sides, and try to see what we can do about it.
I think the most important thing was our urge, and I think it's simply an urge for life. It's our urge for survival. And we know that in order to survive, some of us physically, some of us spiritually, we need to do this work.
A standing ovation from the audience as the participants signed the agreement. The PLO also approved the plan. And even though this agreement does not have the official backing of the Israeli government, members say one day it may.
This agreement is being circulated throughout the world tonight, and BeyondWar sent a copy to every member of Congress. Michelle.
What a great story.
It's happening.
Mm-hmm.